There can be no denying that folk herbalism and most natural healing practices are rooted in a spiritual and magical sensibility, not in some rigid dogma or blind belief, but in a bone-deep knowing that life is animated, not just by the swirling of neurons and recombining chemicals, but by an inner inherent force or spirit. No amount of science or reason can possibly overshadow the awesomeness of birth, the improbability and near miraculousness of wounds closing over and disappearing within days and before our very eyes. Welcome to another episode of the Plant Healer's Path. As always, I must ask that if you find some value or benefit in these convos, you'll please be so kind as to help me show up in searches by leaving a comment below, mashing that damn like button, and of course, I'd especially appreciate you sharing the links on your social. Not even the most advanced understanding of plant biochemistry, energetics, and actions can ever take away from the seeming magic of herbs visibly relieving, mending, and restoring us. Even the brevity of our finite lifespans can contribute to our spiritual awakening to life's ebb and flow, its subsiding and deconstructing, its reemergence and its surges, its healings and its repairs. Sure, we need knowledge as much as we need hope, experience, and experimentation just as much as faith. But research, information, and skills are most useful when they're fueled and propelled by strong feelings of interconnection and oneness, of, indeed, the sacred, the magical, and the wondrous. Whether walking down a remote river canyon, gathering wild herbs from beside the trail, or working with the tinctures and the salves that they provide, everything seems to me somehow alive, inspirited, and energized. And indeed it is. Spirit in the myriad plants and animals, spirit in the unfolding lessons of terrestrial Gaia, spirit vibrating within volcanic rocks, glowing in the light of a setting sun, spirit in a plant's taste and scent, spirit in sensuality and struggle, in both our challenges and our fun, spirit in the life-giving river and in the giddy intercourse of evolving life forms, spirit in a hopeful child's face, spirit in the hearts and the deeds of we who serve the processes and aims of truth, of place, of healing, and of love. Spirit doing the seemingly impossible, emboldening the planting of roots in what is an always shifting shore, inspiring us to give ourselves to the mission of making things better in the face of what may look like overwhelming challenges, spirit tracing its own movements in a lover's grazing touch, or the designs drawn by wind-blown reeds in the riverbank sand, and spirit empowering every healer's helpful hand. The root meaning of the word spirit is breath, a clear volume of energy that one can best feel when it moves, alerts, prods or pushes, seduces or agitates. Spirituality, then, could be understood as an act of tireless respiration and is thus reciprocal, rhythmically taking in and giving back in equal measure. But it isn't so much the ways that we think about spirit as it is the ways in which we embody its processes and its grace, practice its magical arts, own and then pass on its vital lessons. It is both committed and proactive, and no matter what its form or container, it requires our direct experiencing, our direct relationship, and our utilization. This often begins with a growing awareness that we cannot ignore any longer, and begins with levels of distraction and dishonor that we can no longer tolerate. It involves conscious, mystical connection, interdependence, and interpenetration, expanding empathy and heightened sensation, contact and contracts, with the inspirited land and with the creatures and the plants, its vibrational entities and insistent inspirators. Now, a spiritual life doesn't denigrate or deny desirous existence. Its hungers, its disappointments, its pleasures are as catalysts accelerating our manifestation, transformation, our growth. This healer spirituality is an assignment that we can sign up for again and again, each and every moment. An impeccable dance that we do, a set of promises that we keep. It is compassion and caring fully given. It is life fully lived. And our most meaningful purpose fully fulfilled. Awakening to the magic can feel both transformative and blissful. A state of self-realization and intense mindfulness that's been sometimes referred to as satori, samadhi, or enlightenment. Contrary to what you may have been told, this state of being is not about transcendence, not about transcending matter or flesh, but rather it's about re-immersion in the depths and the breadth of embodied reality. In deep seeing, deep tasting and smelling, deeply feeling and dreaming and manifesting and actualizing. Reaching out and touching the greater universe through this immediate world that is not so much ours as it is us. Let me read for you a moment a little bit of a poem by a past close friend of mine, Barbara Moore. She says, "We must remember the chemical connections between our cells and the stars, between the beginning and the now. We must remember and activate the primal consciousness of oneness between all living things. We must return," she says, "to that time in our genetic memory, in our very dreams, when we were all one species born to live together on earth as her magic children." Indeed, our personal spirituality and all that we intuit and learn has got to be embodied, applied, and maximized if we're to either reap the full benefits or effectively help this world. You plant healers are like blessed participants in the dance of embodied spirit. You are as dreamers and doers, as caregivers and praise givers. Your optimum practice is the one that inspires and invokes awareness, reconnection, and right action. As from a place of fear and forgetting, you arise. You're revealed to be a responsible celebrant of amazing existence, revealed to be an agent in incomprehensible processes, revealed to be the druid priests and priestesses, guarding the tending and loving the sacred oaken groves, revealed to be the playmates and the vehicles for omnipresent spirit. Together, we co-create a more healthy reality, not as indentured servants of magic or some deity's obedient soldiers, but as ecstatic organs and willful extensions of an inspirited, organic whole. Make no mistake about it. So-called enlightenment isn't figuring out all the answers. It's literally casting a light on the inner recesses of one's truth and being and mission. It's the powerful experience of conscious interconnectedness, the wordless, timeless thrill of being thrust into full realization, relationship, responsibility, discovery, and delight. Enlightenment doesn't exist to spare us any hard labors or difficult lessons. Instead, it thrusts us into the pulsing fabric of a rhythmic, patterned, and knowing universe, and in this way, thrusts us back into a most powerful and pleasurable version of our magical, purposeful, and spiritual healers' lives. We each plant our caring seeds in heart and earth. We render our special medicines regardless of the given odds for success or fruition. We entirely invest ourselves into what is a liturgy of healing, with one immediate result being a more vibrant and bliss-filled experiencing and fulfilling of precious life, a fulfilling of powerful visions, instrumental assignments, and the embracing of a personal healer's mission. Every day, a testament to our glad participation in the magical and the miraculous. Every moment witness to your devoted work of healing and helping and wholeness. Adventure much, risk what you must, savor always.